Hi guys, welcome to TO Real Estate Hub. The government of Canada actually fulfilled its promise and approved a 2-year foreign buyers ban, starting in the new year of 2023. Now, let's talk about that for a second. Let's start with who actually can't buy residential property. According to the government of Canada, you're banned from purchasing a residential property if you are non-Canadian. Now, as far as who's defined as non-Canadian, that includes anyone who isn't a citizen, a permanent resident, a person registered under the Indian Act, or a corporation based in Canada that is privately held, not listed in the stock exchange in Canada, and controlled by someone who isn't Canadian. There are exceptions, of course, for temporary residents that have worked a minimum of 3 years and are paying taxes, and international students, but they can only purchase a property under $500,000, and refugees. Now, let's talk about the actual property that fits into this ban. The ban specifically applies to residential property with 3 or fewer dwellings, as well as parts of buildings like semi-detached houses, condo units, and this also includes vacant lands within the metropolitan area that is zoned for residential or mixed use, meaning that buildings containing more than 3 dwellings and recreational property such as cottages, cabins, and other vacation homes are actually exempted. The other thing to consider is location. They specify that this ban is only forcible in CMA or census metropolitan areas and CA or census agglomeration areas. This ultimately states that cities that have high population and also small towns are included, except of course rural and vacation properties. Now, with all that being said, a lot of Canadians are having mixed reviews. Some think that this ban is useless and is a political act, since surprisingly enough, it's only good for 2 years. And in 2025, it's election time. Anyways, let's talk about numbers. According to the Canadian Housing Statistics Program, only 3.5% in Canada total are owned by foreign buyers or non-residents. In the GTA, 3.4% of residential properties are owned by non-residents, but that number increases slightly to 4.9 in the city of Toronto. Now, condos in the Toronto region are actually 7.2%. Now, looking at these numbers, they seem pretty low and insignificant, but there is a statistic that should be highly considered, and it is the shares of non-residential homeowners that owns at least 2 homes in Canada. And in Ontario, that's about 10.2% of non-residents that actually own more than 1 property. That's something to really consider. The main act that the government is doing is, number 1, they are showing that they are fulfilling their obligation by following their promise in their campaign. Number 2, by eliminating foreign buyers, you ultimately lower your demand, in which case it will help with the real estate market. But to the extent that they think that Canadians can now magically afford homes, I don't think so. Let me know in the comments below if you think this is just a gimmick or it could actually potentially be great for Canadians. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for future updates.